The New York Islanders beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 3-1, winning their second game in a row in what must be considered a must-win game, which it was tonight. You have Columbus sitting in at the time they entered the day in the last playoff spot, but Boston passed them by a point with their win today. So, if for those never say die fans like myself who say you never know, and then somebody will jump in and say, "So you're saying there's a chance? You're saying there's a chance?" I'm that kind of guy. I always hope for it, and I'm super excited that the Islanders won tonight. This is my last game before I go to Mexico. Canadian Islander fan podcast will be taking a break for the next couple of weeks as I sit on the beach drinking some cervezas and maybe get some color to this skin a little bit. But huge win for the Islanders. That's two in a row now. And it's just the way that they've won the last two games that's kind of encouraging about the Islanders right now. Could be too late, but like I said, never say die, never say die. You never know what'll happen. You get a nice little streak going on there. We've been fighting all year to try to get over 500, and we've dropped as low as 4 games below 500, and now are back to within 1 game to 500. I've been preaching the whole time that we just needed to get to 1 game over 500. Well, the goalposts have been kind of moved because the seventh and eighth teams in the division or in the conference now are around the four to 5 game over 500 mark. However, for the Islanders, the focus still has to be win the next two to get to that 1 game over 500, and then just start setting your sights from there and go, go, go. And there'll be no bigger game than our game against Philadelphia that we should have won last time. This is a team that we've got to beat. But in the NHL nowadays, there's no team that you should win. So this is a team we have to beat to keep this rolling. And hopefully, when I come back from Mexico, the Islanders will be over 500 and we'll have lots to talk about as we go for a playoff stretch run. One thing that really concerned me tonight was the Islanders' start to this game. I want to know, why does it take a coach to call a timeout 10 minutes into the game to ream your ass out, and then you completely turn it around and pretty much own the rest of the game? How is it that the players even need to be told this by their coach? They should be so ready to go from the drop of the puck. It's just, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I go, these are professionals, and you need to call a timeout to tell these guys to get their heads out of their asses. Like, unbelievable, unbelievable. It was a terrible first 10 minutes, and I'm going, oh man, I can't wait to get to Mexico. I can't watch this anymore. And then all of a sudden they turned it on like last game, and they had just a fantastic second period, just like they did the other night. And why? Why is my question. And so you never know, what will the Islanders come out like on Thursday night against Philadelphia? Is Patrick going to have to call another timeout to tell them, hey guys, this is an important game. We really need to win this, and you better get going. Like, unbelievable. But I hate to be too negative about an Islander win, and it was a big win, 3-1 over Columbus tonight. Columbus has been hot. They were like 10-2. And now, no doubt, Columbus is super hot at home, and they suffer most of their losses on the road this year. But still, it was an important game and one we had to win, and one that didn't look like it was really going to go our way. It was another one of those first periods. So we had the bad first 10 minutes, and after killing 10 penalties in a row, the PK finally gives in, and Kent Johnson scores his 13th of the year from Marchenko and Voronkov. This was a really odd goal. Like, Ilya basically gave him the entire net to shoot at. His angle was so bad. I know he was trying to look around one way, but you can't pull your unless he thought the puck was coming to that short side. That's the only reason I could see him so far out of play. Like, On TV we had the camera angle right from the shooter to the net, and before he was shooting the puck, I'm going, oh my God, there's half the net is empty right now. If he gets that through, it's in. And sure enough, it goes in. And that's only at the 4 minute 30-second mark of the game. So all of a sudden you're in that mode. The Islanders haven't been playing well in the first 3-4 minutes. They get a penalty, they get scored on. And then after the goal, they continue on sluggish for the next 5 minutes, and you go, oh God, here we go again. But then Patrick calls a timeout, and the Isles get on their horses, and they put in a really strong 10 minutes. However, Merzlikins was up to the task, and once again, so it just becomes a 100% typical Islander period. Give up a goal, PK gives up a goal, no finish. And I'm like, oh, this game's headed in the wrong direction for sure. However, the Islanders had other ideas in the second period, and they came out storming. And I just gotta, I'm gonna talk a lot about Matt Barzal in this podcast because he took the game over, and he's been taking over the game for the last 5 minutes or so, or 5 games or so. This is the Matt Barzal that we always have wished to have had on the Islanders, and playing like this. And it was so crazy. There was one power play there, and the last one that we had of the game, and everybody was just stationary. They were in pegged spots in a pentagon. They made a pentagon, and they just tossed the puck amongst each other. Nobody's skating. And then finally Barzell takes off for the last 30 seconds of the power play and starts moving, which forces everybody else to move, even though the Islanders reluctantly seem to want to move into open space, but kind of got them going. Anyway, I'm going right to almost the end of the game on that part. Let's talk about the second period where Bo Horvat scores a beauty, scores his 15th goal of the year. And Bo's a little bit hot right now, where he went on his 13, 14 game stretch there where he couldn't buy a goal to save his life. Everything he shoots now is pretty much going in. I shouldn't say that because he had a whole bunch of opportunities for the hat trick tonight that were taken away by Merzlikins with some really nice saves. But anyway, Bo's not wasting any time when he gets the puck and he's shooting. But the thing that stuck out to me on this play was Barzell looked like Wayne Gretzky on that play. He was behind the net and he's just sitting there. Nobody's coming at him, so he's not hurrying. And why should he? And all of a sudden, Bo comes storming in, sees him coming, and it's a beautiful goal. Adam Pelech also picked up an assist on that play as well. But what a beautiful play by Barzell. That was all Barzell for sure. And all of a sudden, we're back in this game 1-1, and we've pretty much had the momentum since the timeout, and we're now just carrying it on into the second period. And it looking like after a quick start that we draw a penalty right after that. And the PK has been so good. However, they gave up a goal already in this game. And you're worried. But once again, the PK is strong. They're very strong. And they're so strong that we have two old buddies reunited from last year when Simon Holmstrom scores his 10th of the year. Shorty from Pajot, no less. Just like that old combination from last year. It was great to see. We kill off the rest of the penalty, and it's just euphoria. We're up 2-1. We killed a penalty. We actually got a goal on it, and things are going our way. Things are going our way. We're carrying the play. We're making it happen, and it just continues on. Things just get better and better as Bo Horvat scores his 16th of the year on the power play once again because of Matt Barzell as he does his around the world tour 1.5 times until he finds Bo. Love the way Bo just slipped out. That's how you get free. That's how you get free. And if you're not doing things like that, then yes, it's hard to play with Matt Barzell. But if you're doing things like getting yourself into open positions, playing with Matt Barzell could be the easiest thing in the world because he will get you the puck if you're there. However, I did see a couple of times tonight, late in the third period, where we had the chance, and Matt was doing his round the world, and Ryan Pulock just a couple times was primed for a one timer in some sweet spots, and Matt didn't pass it off to him. So I was a little disappointed in that there. But anyway, so we get ourselves a power play goal. Bo scoring his 16th from Barzell and Dobson, and it's 3-1. And we're looking great. We're looking great. We've got total control of this game, and we just kept pushing for the rest of the period, and we pushed all the way to get to the third period, up 3-1. And we have been in this position so many times this year. 3-1 lead going into the third. At the start of the season, it either meant we were going to get an overtime loser point or lose the game, or maybe squeak one out in overtime. But not the case. Not the case with the Islanders. They just carry on. They carry on right through. They've been shutting teams down, being up 3-1 going into the third now, and that's exactly what they did in this game. And the thing that I liked about this game, as I liked about last game, it was a little easier for us last game because we scored early in the third and went up 4-1. And so we kind of cruised to victory, but we did the very same thing that we did last game, where we did not go into a defensive shell. That's the one thing we didn't do. No defensive shell. We were still attacking, but we only went to the net when it was a prime good choice. If it wasn't anything good, we just kept the puck and kept possession. And that's how you shut down a team in the third period. And that's three in a row. Three in a row, Islanders leading 3-1 going into the third period, and cruising to victory. Cruising to victory. No pins and needles or nothing along those lines. And really, Columbus gave a little bit of a push in the last 5 to 7 minutes, but not a whole lot. A lot of it was with the goaltender pulled. But at no time was I ever worried, except for that one save that Ilya made all by himself. That guy was all alone in the slot, all by himself. I think it was Voronkov or Marchenko. I can't remember who it was, but anyway, what a sweet blocker save by Ilya. And after giving up what I thought was a really ugly goal, Ilya really shut them down. So kudos to the Islanders pulling off 3-1 victory, and two in a row. Two in a row. It's baby steps, Sure, we'd lost two in a row, but we'd won three in a row before that. So we haven't really. I think this is only the fourth or fifth time, and probably the fifth time fourth maybe, that we've won two in a row this year. So that has to be as a positive sign. To win the next game and win three in a row, to do it twice within 8 games would be an excellent start for the Islanders. All right, so let's talk about the players now. Okay, so first up on the list is Simon Holmstrom. Boy, is it ever nice to have Simon back in the fold again. What a beautiful shorthanded goal he got tonight. He really does have good hands. Usually when he has an opportunity to score, he usually scores. He doesn't get robbed very often. So the one thing you got to like about Holmstrom, even though he's not a big time goal scorer, is that he certainly doesn't panic when he has a chance to score a goal. And he had 14 minutes of ice time tonight, plus one. Had a hit as well. But the most important thing for me about Simon Holmstrom being back is how it sets all the other lines up. It makes us so much stronger with him being back, and especially when we put him in a position to do where he does what he does best, and that's like on a third line checking role, because he's a fantastic forward checker. He's really good on the defensive side of the puck, and he has the offensive flair. So if you give him guys like Pajot, and I'm thinking I would like something better than Cizikas, but if you can get him on a line like that, I mean, he's still going to produce, and there's still going to be a shutdown down line as well. Once again, I saw some positive signs from Anthony Duclair tonight. He still seems to be laboring around a little. He's just a big man, and maybe that's just the way he plays, and he doesn't always give a 100% effort, like on back checks and things like that. However, I will say this. He had some amazing gap control in the first period. Twice he stepped up and intercepted passes at our blue line when Columbus was headed our way fast. And before you knew it, Anthony had stepped up, scooped the puck, and was gone the other way. Overall, I thought he had a pretty good game. He only got 13 minutes of ice time. I wouldn't say I thought he had a pretty good game. I would say that I saw flashes from Anthony that he helped us tonight. He helped us in a few ways tonight. So, which is better than what he was doing for us before, which was nothing or hurting us. So, yeah. Matt Barzell, wow. I could just go on and on and on and on about Matt tonight. Like he owned the he he owned that game. I mean, almost 2 minutes and 30 seconds of offensive zone time on Matt's stick. To put that in perspective, Matt is always usually either in the top three in the league for ozone possession time. We know he does the circle and everything and that. But to put that in perspective, leading the league in that, you're leading the league averaging at about a minute and 13 seconds, a minute and 14 seconds a game. 2 minutes and 30 seconds of that game was Matt Barzell with the puck on his stick in the offensive zone. And he looked fantastic. He looked fantastic. Both his assists tonight, in my opinion, he was robbed. I thought he should have been the first star of the game. They always give it to the goal scorers, but there's no way any of that happens unless Barzell is there. I mean, you could say that about every assist, I guess, but in reality, it was all Matt. Matt was the engine driving the Islanders tonight. Like he was flying out there. He looked absolutely outstanding. So Matt walks away with 2 assists tonight and a +1, 19 minutes of ice time, got 3 shots on net. So one thing I've noticed about Barzy that I really like, and I've noticed a lot of goals are being scored like this. A lot of times when there's congestion from the net and Matt's doing his around the world thing, at the end, once he starts running out of steam, what he'll do a lot of times is he'll have his back to the goaltender heading out towards the blue line, but he'll just spin around and just lob a floater at the net. I seen more goals scored on shots like that throughout the NHL. All it needs is for that puck to just find its way through, and I really like that Matt's doing that. Yeah, I've really noticed in the last 5 games or so, he's been doing that play a lot, and it's going to pay off. It has been paying off because it causes chaos every time that puck gets dumped into a crowd like that in front of the goaltender. So, anyway, just great game by Matt. I could spend the whole 30 minutes just talking about Matt in this game, but I guess we should move on to his line mate and Bo Horvat. And so nice to see that Bo is finishing, and it's not like he's picking his spots. He's one-timing it, and he's not wasting time with the puck on his stick, and that's why the puck's all of a sudden starting to go into the net for him. So 16 goals on the year. He's got a long shot at pushing possibly 30 this year if he goes on a hot run here at the end of the season. So Bo also ends up +1. Bo got 22 minutes of ice time tonight, which is actually 3 minutes more than Matt. So that just shows you how dominant Matt was out there. It just seemed like he was out there the whole time. But Bo also had 4 shots on net. He had 5 hits and 2 blocked shots. That's a night. That's a good night. He did have one giveaway, but man, that's a stat line. So his stats read 2 goals, no assists for 2 points, +1, no penalty minutes, 21, 42 of ice time, 21 shifts, 1 power play goal, 4 shots on net, 2 blocked shots, 5 hits, and 1 giveaway. That's a pretty good stat line. That's a pretty good stat line. Really nice game by Bo Horvat. So I guess if Matty Barzell was going to be Rob first star, I guess Horvat was the right choice. Let's talk about Mark Gatcom. I am really super impressed with this kid. This kid comes to play. He comes to play. He laid out 8 hits tonight in 8 minutes of ice time. Still had a shot on net. Had zeros across the board, so no minuses. Great job by the kid. And this is the part for me that was really frustrating with the Islanders when Matt Martin's in the lineup. For me, it's like saying you don't really care about winning because there a noticeable difference in the fourth line with putting people out there who can skate and do the job, which Matt is just not capable anymore of. Like I said, I had never heard of Gatcombe before, but I am super impressed with this kid. He laid out 8 hits tonight. He was mucking it in around the net. The fourth line had a ton of ozone time tonight, which the fourth line rarely does for the Islanders. They only got hemmed once, and they outplayed their opposition when they were on the ice. And boy, if you can get that out of your fourth line, you're doing something great. As a matter of fact, I would go as far as say that the fourth line in the first period was our best line by quite a margin. By quite a margin. They were what was making things happen. And if you had to listen to Patrick's post game, he did mention at one point in the first period he went up to those fourth liners and said, "I need you. I need you. I need something from you. I need you to force things." And they did. They did. They really responded. So really good game by Gatcombe tonight. And Pierre Engvall. Pierre, oh, tough Pierre, tough Pierre. 3 games in a row, count them, 3 games in a row where Pierre's getting involved with the rough stuff after the whistle, and he's an instigator of the whole thing. And I just love it. It's finally showing signs of life from Engvall, that Engvall cares, that he cares. And it was just awesome to see. And he had 2 hits tonight, no minuses, no nothing like that. So just a super game by Pierre. Pretty much keep giving us what you're giving us now, and I will accept that from you, Pierre. Kyle Palmieri, man, oh, poor Kyle, man. He just continues to struggle. He got almost 18 minutes of ice time tonight. He had one block shot and 1 hit, but a whole bunch of nothing after that. A lot of, you know, bobbled passes, plays that seem to end with Palms. Not like Brock is helping him out a whole lot right now, but Palms is really struggling. I'm hoping maybe with the Four Nations break coming up kind of deal thing. I remember one year where Palms came back late in the season from injury, and he just had an outstanding final 20 games of the year. And if he could do something like that and put it together for the Islanders for a stretch run, that would help out a lot. Anders Lee, what can you say about Anders Lee? Like, I've been talking about it all year about how much faster Anders is this year, how much he just looks lighter, and he just works so hard. He works so hard, and it just looks like the combination of Horvat, Barzell, and Lee is one that we should stay with for a while here because they made things happen. Anders does his job on that line to perfection. To perfection. He was a +1 tonight. He had a couple minutes in penalties, 3 hits, and one shot on net. So not too bad there. However, Anders did have a couple of giveaways tonight. You don't like to see that, but that's really kind of unusual for Anders. So kind of give him a pass on that one. Brock Nelson, he had a horrible first half of the game, but he kind of picked it up as the game went along, and then he started kind of getting a little bit robbed a bit. He did get 4 shots on net, and some were some real nice saves made against them, but we still need more out of Brock. We definitely need more out of Brock, and not quite getting it, but you got the combination of both Brock and Palm struggling at the same time, which makes it hard for both players to kind of break out of it. Kyle McLean, like I said, I thought the fourth line was great tonight. I really did. And that includes Kyle as well. And Kyle had a couple of block shots, three shots on net, I believe, tonight. He had 3 hits and 2 shots on net tonight. So, really good night by Kyle. He only played 7 minutes tonight, but he was out there hustling his butt off when he was out there hitting away when he could. Uh, Pager, I thought had a really good game, especially in the faceoff dot. I don't know what he ended up, but after 2 periods, as Butch was saying, he was 10-2 in the faceoff dot, and that makes such a huge difference in possession for a team, and makes all the world a difference when when you have the puck instead of chasing the puck. And if you can go 10-2 in the faceoff dot, that's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. He had a blocked shot, and he also had a couple of hits tonight. Typical pager kind of game. Got a little rough after the whistle a little bit there. Casey Cizikas picked up 4 minutes and penalties today. I don't. Questionable ref, questionable. So I'm not going to get really mad at Casey. So uh, yeah, I like I said, I thought it was pretty questionable. So Casey had one shot on net and he had 5 hits. And like I said, I don't think Casey helps Brock and Palms because Casey shouldn't be on a third line. He should be on a fourth line. The third line needs one more good player there to kind of fit in and make it happen. But overall, pretty good game by Casey tonight. Can't be displeased. Adam Pelech just continues his fantastic defensive play. He's been outstanding, outstanding for us the last 8 games or so. Picks up an assist tonight, and he's a +2. 24 minutes of ice time. He had to pick up a little bit of ice time when Dobson went down. So not worried about that. We know Pelech can log it. Pelech easily can log 30 minutes a game if he has to. But Pelly got himself a shot on net. He had 3 hits, one giveaway, and one take. Yeah, one giveaway. Ryan Pollock also played super well as well, +1. Uh, one shot on net, two block shots, one hit, only one giveaway. So, but I just thought like last game and this game as a tandem, if you take a seven, let's just say Pellick's a 70% player and Pullock's a 70% player. Together, are they a 70% defensive pairing? I don't think so. If you put them together, then they become like an 80-85% pairing kind of deal, if that makes any sense to you. So they know how to play with each other and they're just a good combination together. They're a great shutdown pair. And I just thought they were fantastic. Noah Dobson, I didn't want to talk about this one tonight, but ouch, that did not look good. That did not look good. That looks like ACL kind of territory. The only thing that has me hoping that it may not be ACL is the fact that he skated on of his own volition. Uh, Most of the time with ACL guys, they need to be helped off the ice with players wrapped around them and kind of on one leg and off the ice. Noah didn't do that, and he seemed to glide over pretty okay to the box, but the second he got on land, all of a sudden there was a very noticeable limp. And the way that thing got bent backwards over like that, that was ugly. That's hard to watch. That was hard to watch. That was nasty. So Noah only got himself 15 minutes of ice time tonight before his injury, but he'd been playing really well up until that point. He had picked up an assist and he had a couple of shots on net. He had 4 hits. He's getting more physical lately than he has been. He only had one giveaway, so that was pretty good. Scotty Mayfield had a pretty good game. He picked up some extra ice tonight as he went for 18 and a half minutes of ice time. That would be because of Dobson going down, and he picks up 4 blocked shots. But Scotty did have 2 giveaways tonight, so that's not good. You don't want to see that. Romanov, I thought, had another outstanding night tonight. He was a +1, 23 minutes of ice time, 3 blocked shots. Just thought he was really super solid in the defensive zone all night long. Isaiah George, I thought finally after the last couple of games, I thought he was pretty blasé. But from what I saw on the ice when he was on it tonight was better and more noticeable than what he was in the previous 2 games. Now, with me saying that, his ice time was only 9 minutes and 57 seconds, which is, I think, his lowest total of the year. If not, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his lowest total of the year. But maybe that's just how Patrick wants to do it now, and I have no problem with that. He's a rookie. Let's bring him along slow. Brought Dobson along slow. Dobson turned out pretty good. So Let's do the same with George. Let's not rush him. And like I said, I had noticed some dip in George's play. So maybe this is just Patrick's way of protecting Isaiah. So pretty good game by our skaters tonight. And then Ilya Sorokin, I'm still baffled on how he was so out of angle there. The only thing I can think of for that goal was that he was sure the puck was coming to the short side, and he went and he brought his whole body over, and it just opened up half a net for Johnson on that play. But other than that, and especially with about when it was 6-on-5 there, things looked like they were going really good for the Islanders, no real chances. And then just out of the blue, like I said, it was either Marchenko or Voronkov wide open about 10 feet away from the goaltender in the slot, nobody in front of him. And Ilya comes out with a sweet blocker save, sweet blocker save. So Ilya saw 25-26 tonight, going with a 962 save percentage. Fantastic game for Ilya. He is the man. So here's the deal. That's it for me until I come back from Mexico. So let's hope, fingers crossed, that we can somehow get back into this thing by the time I get back. Who knows? Maybe I'll try to do one a podcast via my phone or something. I've never done anything like that before. But maybe I'll try to see if I can do something that might be worth a laugh or two. So anyway, I'm pretty excited about tonight's game. The Islanders played well, except for the first 10 minutes. And I knew they were going to go into cruise control in the third period. It's just what they'd done in the last two games when they were up 3-1. Mind you, last game they got that quick goal in the third, but still, same deal. And I kind of knew they were going to go into cruise control, but the most important thing of that cruise control was not a defensive shell. That was the biggest part of it. And that's how you shut down a team. You don't go into a defensive shell. You take the chances when the chances are there. You don't push chances. You keep possession. That's how it's done. It's just that simple, folks. It's just that simple. And for the last 3-1 leads we've taken into the third period, we've done exactly that. So anyway, that's it for me for now for a couple of weeks. So all you guys and girls out there, y'all take care and peace out.